can't change anything, Adrian. All we can do is just go with what we are.
You can't go with what you are. Have you read the papers? Do you know what everybody says? It's suicide. You've seen him. You know how strong he is. You can't win.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes, and there's a lot of news in the comic book industry related to the ongoing worldwide crisis that we're in right now, and I just don't have the time to cover it all individually. Obviously I do cover things like, Diamond not making payments, or DC and Marvel canceling their digital releases, this week and stuff like that. So in order to serve the audience and cover more of this, I'm going to do some of these, I'm calling them Rona updates, where basically, once I get 4 or 5 articles that I think are of interest, I'm going to do one of these videos, do an update, and talk about them a little bit. In the future, I do plan for these updates to be done with another guest where we can talk about the subjects, but I wasn't able to really book one today, and there's stuff I needed to talk about, so you're stuck with little old me today, but I think we'll get through this just fine, and if you like this content, please let me know in the comments section. Today we're going to cover 4 topics: the Lion Forge Labs closure, Bad Idea Comics being postponed, an offer from the Kubert School regarding free art lessons for kids, and finally a special offer from Marvel Unlimited. Also, before we get started, I do want to say tomorrow's live stream, Comics Aficionados, I'm going to have Doc, Pele, Perch, maybe another guest on. We're going to be talking about all the big news that's been happening this week in the comic book industry. I'm also going to announce some giveaways, because it appears that I'm going to finally reach 5,000 subscribers in the very near future. So tomorrow on Aficionados, I'm going to announce the details of the giveaways and what you need to do if you want to be eligible to receive them. And the next week on Comics Aficionados, we'll announce the winners. So definitely tune in for that tomorrow if you want some free comics. And I think people are going to like what we're giving away. And of course, thank you to everyone for tuning in and subscribing to the channel and helping us reach this very wonderful milestone. And from the bottom of my heart, I can't thank you enough. First, let's read the Newsarama article about Lion Forge Labs being closed from editor Chris Aaron. Polarity LTD has confirmed to Newsarama that it has closed its animation comics development subsidiary, Lion Forge Labs, with all employees laid off. Due to rapidly changing economic conditions and the profound impact on marketing and advertising budgets globally, we made the very difficult decision to close Lion Forge Labs, our B2B creative services agency, read a statement from a Polarity representative. According to Lion Forge Labs' website, the agency employed over 20 people. However, Polarity didn't specify the current total size of their now laid-off staff. The St. Louis-based Lion Forge Labs developed comics, animation, and content for gaming to other companies including Microsoft, the United Way, and the St. Louis Cardinals. It was a sister company to Oni Press, Lion Forge Comics, Lion Forge Animation, and other businesses under the Polarity LTD umbrella. Back in May 2019, many of the Lion Forge Comics division staff were laid off as it merged with the newly acquired Oni Press. Polarity acquired the comic news outlet The Beat in 2017, but the site returned to founder Heidi McDonald's ownership in January 2020. We're going to be seeing a lot of this, with everything going on, the economic crisis that's coming in the wake of basically the world shutting down, and specifically America, where a lot of these companies are. And this is terrible news. I'm not particularly a huge fan of Lion Forge or Oni Press, but, I feel for anyone that's losing their jobs in a time like this. But a lot of companies are going to have to start making decisions like this. When you look at what Lion Forge Labs really is kind of a marketing company that's going out and looking for opportunities to develop, comics, animation, and other kind of content for companies for marketing purposes, like Microsoft, United Way, and the St. Louis Cardinals. I went to their website and I saw some of their successes, but you definitely got the feeling from the website that they're a smaller company, that Lion Forge had started, to see if there are opportunities out there to use their media expertise in comics and animation, to expand their reach as far as business goes. And, I applaud them for the effort, but obviously in a time like this, it's unfortunate, but contractions are going to be made in businesses and in some divisions that maybe aren't big money makers, that are more there for development and other purposes, are going to be some of the first to go. So here we see, Lion Forge Labs being cut off, and it sounds like over 20 workers are out of a job. And, that's terrible news. I really don't have much more to say about this other than that. And, hopefully Lion Forge, Oni Press bounce back, and maybe they can open this division back up and look for more opportunities. But I don't know, the economy looks like it's going to be in rough shape for a long time. So best of luck to everyone that lost their jobs, and I hope everything works out in their favor. On to the next article about Bad Idea postponing their debut from the Newsarama staff. And this is a press release from Bad Idea. Due to the evolving circumstances related to the worldwide crisis, Bad Idea regrets to inform fans and retailers that the company has made the difficult decision to postpone its initially scheduled launch date of May 6, 2020, and the corresponding release of its first title, ENIAC, until later in the year. Bad Idea will be back soon, and in the meantime, we're hard at work. There won't be a Bad Idea without our creators and retail partners, and in concert with them, we will be implementing the following immediately. We're doubling down on comics. Every Bad Idea creator will actively be working during this period. We're not slowing down. In fact, we're ramping up. As our creators continue to work as planned on Bad Idea's initial slate of titles, the company is doubling its current workload by actively increasing development and production of new projects and commencing work now that had originally been slated to begin in 2021. $25,000 Retailer Relief Fund. Our company is built on one simple concept: monthly comics sold by comic book stores. As we all know, many of those stores need our help right now more than ever. To that end, Bad Idea has put together an emergency financial relief fund with a beginning balance of $25,000. This will immediately be distributed equally between every one of the 100 retailers in the first wave of our Bad Idea Destination Store program, as well as those already committed to our yet-to-be-announced second wave. Eligible retailers will be contacted via email today and will simply need to provide a mailing address or a valid PayPal account to receive their funds via check or electronic payment. While this won't solve the problems of every store, we hope that it can help a few take care of an unforeseen emergency or simply help out with the bills. We love comics and the people who make them and sell them, and want to help where we can during this uncertain time. Please stay safe, and we look forward to getting everyone back into comic shops once this crisis is passed. We'll be the first in line. Viewers of the channel definitely know that I'm a huge fan of Dinesh Shamdasani and Warren Simmons, the two leading creative voices behind the resurgence, the revitalization of Valiant Comics between 2012 and 2017 before they were bought out by DMG Entertainment. They recently announced the launch of their new comic brand Bad Idea, and with some very innovative ideas for launching into the marketplace as far as production and distribution. Now, in one hand, it does suck that this is postponed, but this is inevitable. There's no way that they were going to be able to launch their comic brand. I think it's really smart on their part to kind of double down, regroup, and actually launch into the market even bigger, because I don't believe all the current publishers are going to make it. So there is going to be some market share available, and having a more aggressive approach into the market is actually really smart, if they have the money to weather these times, and it certainly sounds like they did. I imagine they were cut some pretty decent sized checks from D&G Entertainment when they were bought out. So Dinesh Shamdasani and the rest of the Bad Idea are taking a terrible situation, and making the best of it. And I certainly applaud their efforts. $25,000 for a retailer relief fund is a great idea. Going and rewarding those comic shops that were there with them from the beginning, who wanted to be part of that first wave and second wave rollout of Bad Idea in the market, because a lot of comic shops really do need the help right now. So I definitely applaud their efforts, taking a bad situation and using it to their best advantage, and also taking a terrible situation and trying to provide some relief to comic shops who desperately need it. Bravo to Dinesh Shamdasani, Warren Simmons, and the rest of the Bad Idea team. The third topic is also a press release from the Kubert School's offer of comic art lessons for kids that was posted on Newsarama. We know it's been tough lately, being home every day. Kids and their parents are looking for something fun, creative, and free to do. The Kubert School is proud to announce the Kubert School Online Kids Classes. Kids of all ages and all skill levels can draw along as they enjoy live online art instruction from some of the best artists in the industry. For every Saturday in the month of April, the Kubert School will have a different guest artist giving free art instruction to everyone who watches the class on our Facebook page. Each Saturday online kids class will be held at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The only supplies you will need is a piece of paper, crayons, pencils, or markers, and a big imagination. We are so excited to have Fernando Ruiz, Maria Sinapo, Sergio Carrillo, and Lee Weeks all donating their time to help inspire the next generation of artists. Get ready to have some fun on Saturday mornings this month with the Kubert School online kid classes. So many kids are stuck home with their parents right now and they're doing online learning. I'm certain that doesn't include, PE and maybe art class and stuff like this. Offering free comic art instruction from some of the best comic artists in the world is a wonderfully generous gesture on the part of the Kubert School and something I think a lot of parents are going to be really excited about to get their kids in there and help them break out of some of the monotony of being stuck inside all day, getting a free art lesson, getting in there and learning some basic art techniques from some of the best comic book artists in the world is just a great idea. I couldn't be more excited for this class. Well, I guess I could be because 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time happens to be 11 p.m. my time, and my 4-year-old is definitely in bed by then. But if he was up during this time, he would absolutely be joining in on this. Just a wonderful idea, and I hope the parents out there who are viewing this channel do what you can and see if you can get your kids into this class. I think it's going to be great. The final article is from Kelvin Childs at CBR.com about Marvel Unlimited announcing some free digital comics. Marvel Unlimited is offering free access to its site from April 2nd to May 4th, allowing fans digital access to multiple titles and classic runs. Among the titles available are the events Avengers vs. X-Men and Civil War, the classic collected runs such as X-Men Milestones Dark Phoenix Saga, Avengers Kree-Skrull War, and Captain America Winter Soldier Ultimate. Included also are the collected runs Amazing Spider-Man Red Goblin, Black Panther by Ta-Nehisi Coates, Avengers The Final Host by Jason Aaron, Black Widow S.H.I.E.L.D.'s Most Wanted, Captain Marvel Higher, Further, Faster, More, Fantastic Four Forever, and Thanos Wins by Donny Cates. To get the comics, a reader needs to select free comics on the Marvel Unlimited page through its app. New readers will have to download the app, and current subscribers may need to update theirs. For this promotion, Marvel Unlimited said it will not collect payment information and will not require people to subscribe, even on a trial basis. The release also stated Comixology and the Marvel Comics app and web store will also provide free access to the titles for a limited time. I know we were all bummed that Marvel and DC kind of canceled their digital releases this week at the last second, but this is definitely a cool initiative on Marvel's part, and they put some really good stuff in there, Avengers vs. X-Men isn't the greatest event in my opinion, but Civil War is definitely a classic. The Dark Phoenix Saga is definitely classic. Winter Soldier Ultimate from Ed Brubaker, definitely worth a read. There's some other good stuff in here as well. Not everyone loved Dan Slott's Amazing Spider-Man run, but Amazing Spider-Man Red Goblin is absolutely the best thing he ever wrote and definitely worth your time. And Thanos Wins is really the comic story that put Donny Cates on the map. If you've never read that, definitely check it out. It's one of my personal favorite comic stories to come out probably the last 4 or 5 years, and it's excellent. So if you have Comixology like I do, you can go in there and get access to these comic stories as well. So excellent gesture on Marvel's part. We're all disappointed we didn't get new comics, but we are getting access to some great comic stories. And if you haven't read any of these classic runs, go and download that app. You don't have to get a sign-in or login or anything. There is a button that says free comics right in the opening page. You hit that and you go and see all of these. You don't have to give them any information about yourself. And if you're looking for a comic story to read, there's some really good ones for free on the Marvel Unlimited app. That will wrap up today's video, the first Rona comic industry update. Like I said, once I have 4 or 5 articles of interest that I have built up, I'll do one of these and I'll drop it on the channel. Next time, I wouldn't expect it just to be me on one of these segments. Hopefully Doc or Skip or Pele or somebody can join me, because I know it can get kind of boring when it's just me talking. But I hope you enjoyed the video, the first Rona update, and definitely keep tuning into the channel for more information about the ongoing effects of the crisis on the comic book industry. And definitely tune in for tomorrow's Comics Aficionados and learn about our 5K subscriber giveaway. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.